It's been a couple years in the scene, hustling. You see him all over town. Put him on the show tonight because you can see him everywhere. He's putting the time in. Put your hands together for the very funny Jay Vassar, ladies and gentlemen.
What is up, Hillsiders? How we doing? Hell yeah. Who's excited for Halloween? I'm the only one? Okay, that's cool. I love Halloween. I absolutely love it. Because I'm the only 39-year-old I know that can still go trick-or-treating. I swear, every time I shave, like shave, I feel like I'm auditioning to be the bait on To Catch a Predator. Right? But there's a reason. Okay, so I have an immune deficiency as well as a height deficiency. Okay? I'll break it down and make it simple. Basically, my body doesn't produce enough white blood cells, so once a month, I have to get a treatment. And last month, I was getting my treatment, and the machine starts beeping, right? So the nurse comes in, she swaps out the bottle of medicine. She takes the tube, and she starts shaking it. I'm like, what are you doing that for? And she goes, well, you see how it's not dripping up here? Sometimes if you shake it, I said, say no more. I get it. Usually I have to shake it to get it to stop dripping, right? But fellas, and maybe even some of the ladies, I'm not judging. You guys know the rules, right? If you shake it more than 3 times, you're playing with it. I still have to finish that treatment, by the way. As a part of my immune deficiency, I don't share like weed or vape pens or anything with anybody. And I feel like people take it personally or get offended. And it's really not that, okay? It's because I get sick easily. But it's also because about 80% of y'all eat ass, okay? That shit on your lip got some shit on its lip, if you know what I mean. Speaking of shits... Okay? The other is cocaine dick. And if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it. It's easy. It's like having a disgruntled employee. It's like, yeah, I'll show up, but I am not going to work. Right? Like, I remember jerking off on cocaine was like shaking them old glass ketchup bottles. Why won't you come out? I'm Jay Vassar, you guys. If anybody has any cocaine, meet me in the bathroom. I'll be taking a shit.
Give it up for Jay Vassar. And if you like what you heard, his social media and his Venmo are posted right by the bathroom in those little light boxes, as are all the comedians that will be. So, yeah, take care of them. So there's a lot of comics tonight on the show. See, do you see what just happened? I came up, Jay Vassar, cha-cha-cha-cha. 38 seconds go by for nothing. So from here on out, for the most part, I'm going to have the comics bring the next comic on stage just to save time throughout the course of the show. Okay, so this is the last time you'll see me, hopefully till about 10:30 tonight, where I'll be probably a lot drunker than I am right now, but you'll have to stay and find out. This next comic, very funny. You can see him at the Comedy Club KC and all over town. Put your hands together for Michael Keaton.
Thank you, thank you. The nerve of this guy being named after a Batman, but walking up like the Penguin. Oh, man. I even thought about getting one of those like penguin umbrella cans until I realized that the first time it rains, it was going to be like, time to give up. All right. Man, I got to get out of this rain if I could just walk. Oh, man. Jay's a good guy. I love Jay. It hurts my feelings that nobody ever offers me cocaine. But they won't stop offering me meth. It's like, how do they know? Oh, man, it's like I was born in Independence. Like, my family... Oh, some people go often. All right, it's good to see you again. Like, my family takes to that environment way too well. Like, I've got a cousin. Like, how do you have a meth addiction and type 2 diabetes? You know how bad your ADHD has to be to outrun methamphetamine? Oh, man. Like, I've never tried meth just because, you know, I know that one of the side effects is that it makes you work at Denny's. There's nothing wrong with working at Denny's. I just don't want to have to. Oh, man. It's a 70s carpet with like, or it's a 50s restaurant with 70s carpet. Like, look, okay, it's a live show. We're going to fuck some things up tonight, okay? Look at me. I fucked up already. All right. Oh, man. I like growing up, like I love my parents a lot, but they did not make it easy, all right? It's like, you know, for my entire childhood, my father was just asleep. It's like that made catch real difficult, all right? He was pissed, all right? My mom's an intense woman. Like, you know, the only reason I was circumcised is so I would just have one less place to hide weed. Oh, we also had the DARE program in our house, but it was just like, I dare you to come home high, all right? I'm just waiting for it. Okay, look, in the 90s, they weren't supposed to hit us, but we were still kind of on the honor system, all right? Oh, man. This woman used to use a spoon because she thought it was because she thought it was more kind, but it's a fat kid that hits you in your soul, you know? Like, whap! Not my brownie batter, buddy, no. A2, Betty Crocker. Oh, we got some history fans. All right, good. Oh, come on, this is going to be fun. I look like a sweet boy who accidentally kills rabbits. Readers as well. I like you. All right. Oh, man. I like being the way I am. Like, I want to make sex jokes. Like, you know, Jay was talking about ass eating. It's like, you know, like for me, ass eating is like the crawfish of sex, you know? Like, it's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. Oh, I'm surprised you guys laugh at it. Like, I usually can't make sex jokes just because every time I try, the entire room always collectively looks at me and goes, not you. That hurts my feelings, you know? I own a CPAP machine. I don't have to come up for air. I like to put it on and pretend I'm a boat captain. It's like, we're going down. It's like, yeah, you are. It's going to get wet. Oh, man. I mean, let's face it. Like I'm older than I look. Like, you know, I'm middle-aged. Like, I'm to the point in my life where I pretty much just masturbate for prostate health, okay? Oh, man. It's like my partner walks in on me. It's just like, what are you thinking about? It's like cancer. Look, if you want a bond, you can check for lumps, all right? It's a good, clean show, all right? Oh, man. I love a strong woman just because obviously somebody needs to carry me to the car. I think like women are objectively better doctors, you know, because again, I'm middle-aged, they have the smaller fingers. Oh man, like I don't trust male doctors. Like every male doctor I've ever seen has always told me the exact same thing. It's like, Mr. Keaton, you need to lose some weight. It's like, dude, I think you're a dentist. It's like, if you fuck up right now, I won't be able to eat so well. Like, oh man. My favorite thing is to bring the energy down in the room. If you're uncomfortable right now, that makes me very happy. Dating does not go well for me. Okay. Oh man, I caught that Jared Fogle documentary not long ago. Did anybody else see it? No. Okay. Like Jared Fogle, if you don't know, is the Subway guy. Like, you know, and like when I watched this documentary, like apparently like Jared got into some trouble. Like, you know, and I was shocked. I was shocked that we were calling this guy a celebrity. You know, it's like all he did was not order mayonnaise. I could do that. It's like it turns out he lost all that weight because 9-year-olds are very hard to catch. You know, they find that parked car, there's your 10,000 steps right there, you know. I think he held on to those pants so that way he could bag them 2 at a time and take them home. Like a low-calorie Krampus. Oh, man. A long-standing family tradition of mine died out, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Like, when I was a child, I bonded with my father the same way that he bonded with his when he was a child. Like, we would all gather around the television and watch OJ run from people. I heard they were chasing OJ. I was just like, I didn't even know he played for the Broncos. I don't understand why we were so mean to OJ. He was just a man who didn't understand the rules to fuck, marry, kill. Well, I've enjoyed my time with you tonight. Coming up next is a very lovely lady, Sierra McCree.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I see a lot of unfamiliar faces, which makes me happy because I give you guys a little PSA. You probably don't know this, but they did just open a new dispensary in my car. So just in case you're interested, you know. I will be honest, though, like it's not up to code. It does need parts, you know. So the goal is 1 dime bag a day will get me back on the road again, hopefully. We can only hope. But no, my car is a piece of shit, you know. I really had a tough time getting here just because of that, you know. My car is so shitty that, like, at this point, I don't even get road rage. Like, I get road jealousy. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a guy flashing his lights at me, I'm just like, those must be nice, you know? And, dude, I live here in Kansas City, too. Every pothole I hit might be the last, so I don't know. Like, it really takes balls to brake check me because it's 50-50 if mine are going to work at all, so I don't know. But no, I've been working a lot, you know. I've been working a lot to try to save up more money for a new car, you know. I've recently started my 5th job of the year, which is awesome. I think I should make it clear, I don't have 5 jobs, I just keep getting fired, just so you know. I should make that distinction, you know. I change jobs so often, like, I'll just show up to places covered in, like, motor oil. And my friends are like, what happened to you? And I'm like, I'm a mechanic this week, so that's my life, you know. It's insane. I feel like I've had 30 jobs and 0 references to show for it. Like, my only credible reference is some homeless guy who saw me try to parallel park one time. And he was just like, she really commits, you know. So, you know, it's pretty crazy, you know. I feel like my issue with, like, employment is, like, nobody ever relies on me, and I have no interest in changing that. Like, I truly would like to keep it that way. Like, at my last job, I got promoted to a manager, and it took me a week to be like, you guys will not be seeing or hearing from me ever again. This is not happening, you know. Like, I feel like at most jobs, I'm like the DEI hire, but it's not like diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's like drugs, evasion, and I'm really high right now. That's pretty much my life, you know. I feel like at most minimum wage jobs, there's always at least like that one guy that's always stoned all the time and never knows what's going on. And I'm really lucky because that guy's me, you know, so I don't have to worry about it. It's a good time, you know. Like at my last job, I was working at FedEx, which was pretty embarrassing because I fit in way too well. It was humiliating. You know, that was my team right there. FedEx was like the halfway house for college dropouts and divorced dads, and that made it really awkward when all my Tinder matches were there. You know, that was really, really a crazy moment for me. And then I remember, like, on my first day there, I made the mistake of asking a question one time. Rookie mistake, I know. But I asked one of the drivers what his most effective habits are, and he told me Coke. Right? I was like, you know you can lie to me, right? Like, that's crazy. But, like, even then, like, when I sat down to think about it, I was like, you know, shit might go missing, but the delivery times are going to be insane, you know, so it might be fine. He might be all right. And I worked the midnight shift, too, at FedEx, and I swear, if you filmed the parking lot, you could use that footage as B-roll for The Walking Dead. It was crazy. Like, I swear I saw this one guy age 15 years in one shift. Like, he clocked on looking like a hot young Ryan Reynolds, and he clocked off looking like a now Gary Busey. It was insane, dude. And there was a lot of characters there, obviously, you know. Like, I feel like I said, there are a lot of drug problems there. And there was this one guy specifically, this guy Chris, and he would just spend all night, like, throwing boxes at the wall and screaming about his ex-wife. So if you ever do get a broken FedEx box, it is Deborah's fault, apparently. So Chris said. So he said, you know. But I don't know. Like, I am very poor. Is anybody else here in poverty? Yeah, I'm not by myself. Yes, a whole room of shit houses, pretty much. No, I'm so poor that like one time I paid my entire rent in just Facebook Marketplace sales. Like I'm an entrepreneur. Do you realize? I started a business and just selling all my shit. I rebranded poverty as minimalism. Do you realize that's impressive? I feel like, you know. I was just like, does anyone want ukulele I got when I was 12? Or, but no. You know, it's hard being poor, you know, because I live like in like the hood of Kansas City, which is interesting. And I moved in not knowing it was the hood, which was interesting because like I should have known. Like my apartment was the first sign. Because when I walked in for the first time, all my doors were painted shut. Right? I was like, I didn't realize I was living paycheck to paycheck to have to Kool-Aid my doors down every time I have to take a piss. You know, like this is crazy. And also when I walked in, there was like a museum of fly carcasses preserved under a layer of paint on the wall. Yeah, it looked like the Pompeii of the insect kingdom. It was crazy. It was insane, you know. It is interesting, though, living in that area, you know, like there's a lot of scariness about it, I feel like. I get scared a lot. And the one thing that scares me the most might surprise you. It's the fact that I live around so many heroin addicts makes me that much more afraid of a zombie apocalypse, you know? Because, like, when I walk around, everyone is less scratchy and more bitey, and that's about it. I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference. I don't know. I've been trying to find entertainment out of it, though, like trying to find more ways to make it less scary. And one way I do that, there's like this homeless guy on my corner, and he has a sign that says "Too ugly to prostitute." I just feel like clearly he hasn't been on Reddit, you know? Like most people on Reddit, it's if there's a hole, there's a goal. And I could see right through his tooth gaps, you know? So I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna give up for your next comic. Is it Dennis? All right, I'm gonna give up for Dennis Cheney, everybody.
Awesome set. Yeah, guys, we got 4 seats over here and 2 seats here, and this weird front row where you have to put your feet up on the stage. Come sit next to Tony. Do it. You got to put your feet up. You're talking about being poor, Sierra. Broke as shit too. You know you broke as shit when you're zombie. You're like zombie apocalypse escape plan is just to go to your parents' house. That's the only thing I could do. Fuck. You got to get a job at Dollar General, dude. They don't fire fucking anybody, bro. Every time I go in a Dollar General, I say to myself, there's a point where I'm like, this is the worst experience I've ever had in a Dollar General. And it's true like 99% of the time. I want to talk about eating ass, since that's been a topic. I think it's a psyop. I don't think any of you people eat ass. I don't think there's no one out here eating ass. And if you are, I think you're part of a big prank that the internet played on you. I had my day out sleeping around and shit. I never had a person ask me to eat their ass. This shit is not real, dude. By round of applause, who here has ever eaten ass? And don't be funny. Okay, so like a couple. Okay, this is the ass eating side of the room. This is the divide in America. Whoever was clapping over here needs to get over here. It's more fun over here, apparently. No, they're playing a joke on you. It's like you're like offended. Weed's like offended. He's like, it's like you got duped, dude. It's like when your dad tells you there's like a boogeyman outside or something, or your friend tells you, if you carry this rock around in your pocket, you won't get attacked. Like that's what happened. And how could you even be having fun with that? Do you come every time you wipe your ass? Like what the fuck? I don't understand. Okay, I need to get off this topic. It's just making me mad the more I think about it. Maybe I'm just because I'm always the kid that's been left out. Like I didn't know people did cocaine outside of like sitcoms until in my 30s. I remember the first night I had a real late night at a bar, and then we went to that Musicians Mutual, the place where nothing good happens because it's in 5 a.m. We went there, and then two people I worked with were like, "Hey, do you want some cocaine?" I'm like, "People do that? People do cocaine?" I was very sheltered. My mom planted a condom in my backpack when I was in high school to question me about it. Did you know that? I was outside feeding the horse. We had a horse. And I was out back, and it was dark. I'm in the barn, and this shadow looms over me. And I knew it was my mother. I could feel the icy presence. And she had a condom, and I'd never really seen a condom. And she's like, "Why did I find this in your backpack?" And she's real nosy, okay? Like, she still gets mail for me, and then every time she gets mail, she texts me a picture of the open mail and says, "I accidentally opened this. I'm 39 years old." Okay. So go back 25 years. My balls haven't even dropped. I'm in the barn. I'm trying to have a moment with the horse. Looming shadow, ice cold air. She has a condom. She says, "Why did I find this in your backpack?" I'm like, "I swear to God, I'm not having sex." And then she goes, "Well, I guess it's your stepfather's, and we're just going to have a talk tonight after you go to bed." She threatened to divorce my dad because I wouldn't fess up to the fucking planted condom evidence in my book bag. This is how I live. It's still this way. I can't tell her things. If one of you ran up on stage right now and punched me, and I told her about it, she'd be like, "Well, what shirt were you wearing?" Like, that's how she is. I love her. I guilt trip. One time I hit a squirrel. I ran over a squirrel on the way to her house, and I told her about that. I was like, if I look a little shaken up, it's like I hit a squirrel. She went, "The 1-2 houses down." That squirrel on the left side of the street. The fucked up thing is she was fucking right. So apparently she just had a suicidal squirrel on her street, and I'm the one who took it out. Shit, dog. What a way. Nobody eats ass. I need therapy. So that's probably why I'm not a cool kid. That's probably why nobody's asked me to stick my face in their butthole. Like, the pleasure. How much time do I have? I don't know. What else? It is Halloween time. Oh, I'll just talk about my day for my last going. I got a flat tire last night. 2 flat tires leaving the St. Joe Frontier Casino in the rain. You know why they call it St. Joe, right? Because nobody there knows who their dad is. Anyway, fuck St. Joe. I'm at the casino. I lost $400 in a fucking Noah's Ark themed fucking slot machine. Welcome to the Bible Belt. Dude, like, nothing says poverty like I lost $400 to like 3 laughing zebras. I punctured both my tires in the parking lot. I have to call AAA like a little bitch because I didn't have a jack. He comes out, and you know, guys, if you've ever had to call AAA for a tire, they'd be judging you, dude. You know, they'd be looking at you like, "You fucking asshole. You know how to change a tire." Anyway, I'm broke. I love you. This next comic coming up is very funny. Give it up for the hilarious Morgan Cochran, everybody.
Oh my God, it's so tall. What's up, ass eaters? I know there's one girl over there getting her ass eat tonight. How the hell is everyone? Make some noise. I need more. Thank you. Also, make some noise for the bartender over there. She is working very hard to get you guys drinks, to keep you guys laughing. Do I have any other fellow service industry workers in here tonight? I know there's a couple of my coworkers here tonight. Thank you for showing up. We have a lot of enemies in the service industry, if you will. Sometimes it's your own coworkers. Sometimes it's the customers. But my biggest enemy is that fucking ice machine in the back. Are you kidding me? When I can't get ice out of there, I have to grab that fucking giant stick off the top. I'm going at this angle, deeper, deeper, up this way, up that way. And I'm like, holy shit, is this what it's like to make one of us come? Salute to you! I will not be taking on that fucking war. Jesus Christ, guys, Jesus. I used to be a Brazilian wax specialist before I started doing stand-up comedy. Yeah. Basically, I just got to smoke weed for 6 months in esthetician school, and they gave me a license to grab people by the pussy. So here we are. Here we are. And a lot of people are like, that's kind of like a gay decision to make, isn't it? And I'm like, well, you just like desexualize a situation so that way it's not so weird. And then that way you can make it to where the client comes in and can make it weird for you. That's exactly what they like to do. Legs spread open. They're just like, yeah, I just want to tell you about everything that happened with my last child and the whole childbirth. I'm like, girl, I don't want to I can see it. I don't need to hear about it. I can see it all right here. I had a lady one time, she asked me, can I leave my butt plug in for the service? It's like, no, if I have to take mine out, so do you. I'm at work, okay? Jeez. A lot of people assume that I'm bisexual. And honestly, as the days go by, I think I'm assuming it too. I don't know. And I think it's just because of the way that I dress most of the time. It's a lot of tiny shirts and big pants, you know. One of my favorite shirts to wear just says DILF right across the top of it. I don't know. Because, you know, normally it means Dad, I'd like to fuck. But for me, it's a cry for help. My dad killed himself. So it's Dad I'd like to find. Preferably in this section over here because I'm going to want to fuck you too. So... DILFAF. That I'd like to find and fuck. Please. Please and thank you. Does anybody have any kids in here? Yeah, hell yeah. Give it up for kids. Just kidding. They fucking suck. That's why I have cats instead. I have 2 cats. They act like me in a lot of ways because we've been together for a very long time. Anybody who has pets, you understand that, right? My son and I, we've really gotten to the habit of eating our breakfast together as fast as we can and then throwing it right back up. Right now we're fighting over who gets to do it under the coffee table first. So far he's been really fast at it. Oh, face down, ass up, that's the way I like to throw up. You know what I mean? No, and my girl Charity, she really loves being spanked and having her tail pulled. So I definitely know that they're mine. Those are my kids. I birthed them for sure, for sure. But I am an aunt. I have 2 beautiful nieces, 2 beautiful nephews. And the reason I didn't want to have kids is because I know how smart they are. I've watched them grow up, you know? You guys know. They start getting really smart at like 2 somehow. I don't know how the fuck that works. But they do. They start getting smart. And my nephews, as they got a little bit older, they started to play like fun games that I used to like to play as a kid, like Truth or Dare. We all love a good Truth or Dare moment, right? But I'm playing with these boys, and I'm thinking the stakes can't be too high if I choose Dare. Lick a couch cushion, bite a crayon, I don't know, eat a booger. I can do all those things. I can do things with Christ who strengthens me. So I looked at my nephew Ari, and he said, Truth or Dare, Aunt Morgan? And I said, Dare. I said it with my chest, like I really was going in for it. And he said, okay, I dare you to shoot yourself. I guess he's been hanging out with my dad. Oh. I did just move in with 3 really hot roommates. Some of you might know them. Usually that gets a woo for 4 hot girls living together. Thank you, thank you. And everything was going good. I thought we were all getting along. We've got the chores, everything's lined up, everything's good to go. We have movie nights together, we cook for each other, it's really cute. But one day I came home from work and they're like, Morgan, we put together like an emergency plan in case there is an intruder, so that way we can make it safely out of the house. And I let all three of them individually go down the line of what their escape plan is. And in all three scenarios, I'm the one who dies. What in the fuck? This is why I don't like hanging out with hot girls. It's harder to live. It's harder to get roofied at the bar. It's harder for everything out here for me, okay? But you know what? I'm going to start locking their doors at night so they don't have to worry about it at all. How's that sound? All right, guys, that's all the time that I have for tonight. I'm going to give it up to our next comedian here. This is the first Puerto Rican that I've ever met in my entire life. His name is Brandon Vieira, guys. Give it up for Brandon.
Hey, thank you. Hopefully I'm somebody else's first tonight, huh? Just Puerto Rican, just that, okay? Yeah, I am Puerto Rican, which is really fun to be right now just because we're one of the only types of Latinos that you're not allowed to deport. Not that I'm not afraid that it'll happen anyway, plenty of mistakes have already been made, and that is why whenever I travel, the farther down south I go, the more Italian I pretend to be. Brandon Vieira can become Brandon Vincenzo very quickly. Brandon Vincenzo Gigliani if I feel like you're asking too many fucking questions. You know, it's scary though. It's very frightening the way this country is developing. Because now all you have to do is look vaguely Hispanic and have some type of tattoo that somebody can misinterpret, and they can just take you off the streets. Nothing, no warrant, masked up. And I don't have any tattoos, but I have a lot of family, you know, a lot of female cousins, a lot of aunts who have tattoos instead of eyebrows. You know? I don't mean to stay on the topic for the duration of my set or anything like it. It's just like that this presidential administration has probably been the only one that's affected me personally like this, you know? And especially since I'm marrying into a Mexican family. You know, a lot of my fiance's family members have kind of been left in a state of fear and uncertainty about what their place is in this country. And I have been left with a lot more leverage over my in-laws than I've ever had before. Go ahead. Say something about my gay little leather jacket now, Rico. I can't guarantee that there will be snow this Christmas, but I know there will be ice. Is that fun? Did you like that? Cool. I don't like to talk about politics that much because when people talk about politics, they get all weird. They start throwing out all these like random comparisons. Like sometimes you'll run into like a pro-lifer who will say that abortions cause more death than the Holocaust ever did. Or you might even run into somebody that tries to like downplay the transatlantic slave trade by bringing up Irish slavery. But what really grinds my fucking gears is when somebody tries to make the ridiculous claim that queefs are just as bad as farts. Not true. Unequivocally not true. I used to date a girl that would queef profusely whenever we made love. She was ashamed of it, but I, as a man worth his salt, knows that if you're having diamond-level sex, pressure is going to be involved in some form. That's the only way I knew I was doing a good job, you know? I knew that I wasn't hitting it right unless the pussy sounded like Louis Armstrong with a trombone in his prime. Another comparison that I really hate right now that's coming up a lot is people are comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King, which is honestly fucking ridiculous and incredibly offensive to ever even insinuate that Charlie Kirk could ever get more pussy than Martin Luther King could. I work at a school, an elementary school, all day. It's pretty cool. I work with kids. Yeah, you can do with that what you will. But yeah, I was reading a book with them. I work with like 3rd through 5th, and I was reading a book with my 4th graders, and we were reading one about Bessie Coleman. If you don't know who that is, she was the first black, Native American, and female aviator in history. And when she was alive, people had really big families, which came as a surprise to one of my students who was reading the words. Bessie Coleman was one of 13 children within her home. Because he said, dang, how you gonna let your mama get cracked 13 times like that? And I didn't even get mad at him for saying something so inappropriate, because I know he's just a young boy. He doesn't know. He doesn't know his mama's been cracked way more than 13 times. Not to say anything bad about her, but she's a whore. I don't know if you know, I don't know if you could tell the subtext of that joke. I don't like that kid at all. No, I'll leave you with this, I guess. A lot of times I hear this phrase in elementary schools, or just about kids in general. They'll be like, kids should be seen and not heard, which I don't agree with. I think it's totally fine for children to be seen and heard. It's the rest of the 5 senses that you should be worried about. Taste and touch, we all know, is illegal. Smell, not illegal, but you're on thin ice, buddy. All right, guys. Your next comic is touring all over the country and is the star of the Not Gonna Make It podcast, Andrew Yankee. Give it up for him.
Keep it going for Brandon one more time, people. Thank you. I don't know if you guys can tell just by looking at me, but I did go to Yale. At least that's what the vatos in my cell said. No mames, way, I hate being in Yale. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I think that it would be way easier to be a serial killer in the UK, right, dude? It would be way easier, just like getting rid of bodies and stuff. Because they can't identify the victims by the teeth. Ayo, where are we at? USA, come on. Somebody's got to unite us. Why can't it be me? I'll tell you why. I do a little bit of cocaine from time to time, as does apparently every other comic on this lineup tonight. I do a little bit of cocaine, but just a little bit. But like if you're trying to entertain a baby, don't jingle your keys because my nose will run. It's a problem. But I'm a drug guy, not a drinker. So to me, a Jack and Coke is when I lock myself in the bathroom and violently masturbate after blowing lines off a cracked iPhone. And every time I have a Jack and Coke, I have the same thought, you know? I gotta stop doing this at work. They're gonna catch me. It'll be big trouble. It's not the only drug I do, though. People ask me all the time. They say, what's the best part about taking all that Xanax? I forget. It's my favorite joke ever. Used to take a lot of acid in my day. Used to take acid and go try to blend in with the birds. You ever do that? Find the geese, get down low with them, sir. You're making eye contact with me. You ever do it? I'll tell you this. You give a bird acid, they try to blend in with people. That's not right. You see them at Price Chopper buying chicken. That bird's fucked up, actually. We got any freaks in the house? This side? Freaky? Like sexually, not like somebody threw acid on you or something. But no, I like to think I'm pretty freaky. I don't know. I'll tell you this: the last time I was getting a blowjob from a woman, I told her, sir, I said, use both hands. And she told me, she was like, you don't have both hands. First of all, rude. Second of all, bitch, go ahead and stick them pinkies out. What are we doing here? The thumbs are on the back, okay? That's 6 fingers. I can count. I'm not shrinking, dude. I measure. These chicks' hands are getting huge. What, are you playing the WNBA or something? I would have thought your car would be nicer. I stayed in that joke for too long, but that's just for me, and that's okay. That's what I do it for, not the room full of people, so... It's pretty cool. I'll tell you this, getting a hand job from a woman, that's a lot like watching your parents use an iPhone. It's like, there's a faster way to do this. Why don't you just hand it over? Give it here, actually. I'll do it myself. No. You guys, I think preheating the oven is a lot like the foreplay of cooking, right? Ladies, you got to get that thing nice and hot first, right? It's supposed to be beeping at you before somebody just throws it in. Right, ladies? Or no? Then just fuck me. I'm open. That's the women at Hillsiders. Just. But fellas, I mean, we may get real hungry sometimes, right? Just toss it in. It's gonna heat up along the way, right? It'll be hot by the time I take it out, I'll tell you that much. And you'd think that that would make a difference in the quality of the food, the way it tastes. Not to me. Maybe if you ask my oven, right? But my oven's always bitching about something. Boy, am I glad I left her at home. Sometimes you meet another oven when you're out and about. This one's shiny, stainless steel. You just tell it when you're coming over. It preheats itself. It doesn't start off the morning by being like, I had a dream that you broke up with me over a text. But you stick your food in that oven, the first oven takes your house, okay? Oven didn't have a house when I met it. Oven was dancing at legs and had a credit score of 440, so we had a ton to work on. But this new oven, I can't see a family with this new oven. There's like 5 guys sticking their food in this oven, if I'm gonna be honest. It's like a gas station microwave. Really, if the hours are right and you ask nicely, you too could use it. And now there's a bun in the oven. Yeah. If it's pumpernickel, I don't know how I'll feel. Relieved? I guess. JK, it's not a white oven, so gonna have that problem anyway. I don't know. With women, it's always like, oh, you want me to be your mother. I don't want to be your mother. Well, joke's on you. My mother's also withholding and avoidant, so that joke deserves more. It's all right. She's my mother. I had to live with it, so you guys can just laugh. I think doctors' business cards are so pretentious. It's like, dude, nobody cares. You're from Maryland. Because the MD on the card? It's all right. Listen, when you fuck a stud, you gotta pull those long-ass basketball shorts to the side. It's a real and one. Because it's technically a foul? Okay. I was talking with my therapist about all this, and I don't know, she was telling me something about having an Oedipus complex, but she looked so much like my mom, I just wanted to fuck the shit out of her the whole time. My mom's a stud, so. Guys, that has been my time for the evening. I want you to keep your energy real high. We've got a long list of comics, not the least of which is coming up right to the stage. Give it up for Dylan Ringer.
Hello, Hillsiders. I always love doing these shows because I'm always here anyway, so right at home. Thank you all for being here. I had an oven once. I've been celibate for about 2 months now. So it's just me looking at that missing piece in the oven like, I remember having a knob. It's fine. No, it's really great, actually, because being celibate, you know, you really get to work on yourself, right? You know, you do a lot of stuff like going caveman mode. Some people know what that means. I'll let the uninformed into this little trick I like to do. It's really good for you, actually. It's when you masturbate without watching any porn. Silence. We got a lot of porn lovers in here. Okay, a lot of you possessed by the devil. That's fine. The internet's bad for you. Let me tell you, it's real nice, okay? Because it's just you alone in a dark room. Shadows of your memories playing on the walls of your mind like a cave. Yes, caveman mode. Maybe little finger puppets. I don't know. Get creative. Get creative. Get real. No, you know, you have to go caveman mode because at a certain point you realize just because his forehead's big don't mean he's thoughtful, okay? And I stopped taking birth control around the same time, so it was like, what am I gonna do? Wear a condom? Yuck! No. So, can't anyway. Pussy too tight, rip it right off. Can't do it. I think that also would work as a sort of form of birth control. Thank you for the slow clap for tight pussies, everybody. Yeah. It's a medical condition. No, what is it? You rip enough condoms inside of you, does it make you infertile and work anyway? That's my question. Currently conducting a study. No, I'm not. I don't use condoms. No, what was it? Before I stopped having sex altogether forever and ever, I found out that I was really into oatmeal cream pies, which obviously we all know what a cream pie is. Yes. An oatmeal cream pie is pretty cool, though, because it's when you did a cream pie the night before, you didn't shower or anything, so you wake up, cum still in there, a little chunky. Let's go, oatmeal cream pie. Just the same consistency, in case you were curious. I'm here for the gross part of the show. You thought Yonky was going to get you. Got a new job recently. I'm the guy who draws the chalk outlines around the dead bodies. Think it's a pretty cool gig. I'm pretty excited about it. First day on the job, though. First body, floater on a lake. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? The chalk keeps washing away. I was really nervous about this. I think they're going to fire me, so I'm like, I'm going to knock it out of the park on the next one, right? I get to the crime scene. Pile of ash. I'm getting pranked by goddamn Looney Tunes. I'm about to be jobless again, and I really need that job. I do have a broken oven in my apartment. I don't know what to do about it. Speaking of jobs, I found out this really cool thing recently about a discount on boob jobs that they're doing, right? You walk into the clinic, tell them you got breast cancer, get 1/2 off. Pretty good. Yeah. I like the uncomfortable laughs that most of these have been getting. I can hear the tone in the voice. It's really just stuck in the throat. What else do we know about a thing or two? Yeah, sorry, my little witch's note here I have to pull out. I'm really sad about this job not working out, though, because I need health insurance on top of it all. On top of a broken oven, you might imagine I need health insurance. Signed the contract, though. I think I misread the fine print. Because I don't have health insurance, I have elf insurance. That's fine. I'm fucked if I break a leg, but if I need 500 shoes cobbled overnight, I'm set. Maybe I'll make that my side hustle, except the elf union would not like that if I resold their work. I've looked into the details, actually. You guys, you ever think about how you can't trust pedophiles? All the time. Yeah, obviously you shouldn't like them for other reasons. But I realized recently, like, you can't, like, rely on them, right? Because they always leave when things get hairy. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep this energy up. I'm so excited to announce this next guy. He's one of my close friends. He's a great little guy. His name's Grady Barnhart. Let's keep it going.
Hey, thanks, everyone. Keep it going for Dylan. Keep it going for Dylan. When she said, anybody here masturbate alone, I was like, yes. Speak to me, please. Let's see. Guys, speaking of masturbating alone, do you guys know that Kansas City is one of the worst places in America to date? Yeah, allegedly. And followed by Kansas City, Kansas, and then like Overland Park. So we're just like fucked. You know, we're just screwed overall. Recently, I've been trying to date. I've been seeing this girl, and it's great. She's got a lot of good qualities I'm looking for. We met on Bumble, so the interaction was pretty weird when we first met. She said, hey, I need you to pick me up at Kearney, Missouri, Casey's. It's like, okay. I get there. She's standing with a bindle. And if anybody doesn't know what a bindle is, it's just a big stick. And on the end of the stick is usually like a trash bag, a drawstring bag, whatever. But inside of it is just filled with her shit, you know. And I'm for the girlies, so I don't mind a little bit of shit, you know. And then I just realized, you know, she's not wanting to go home. She's wanting to stick around. She's kind of hanging out often. She's asking to shower, which is just weird, you know, like, just shower. You don't need to ask me. But I realized I'm dating a homeless girl. And I think there's a lot of benefits, and if we can together as a society break the stigma of just, finding your true love might be just unhoused, just may not have a place to call its home. And this time of the year is great for dating, because it's getting cold, and if you need to bring them inside, just bring them inside. And if I pass your house and your girlfriend's outside, I'm going to bring her into my home, and I will rehome her, and I have a bunch of single local comics, and I will rehome them, But I think is just dating homeless people is great is because, I think you can drop them off wherever you need to, just to get wherever you got to go. And then they should be there when you get back, I did lose my girlfriend recently, and that kind of sucked, because I just couldn't find her. I just dropped her off, went back there about an hour and a half later. She wasn't there. And so I was frantic. I was looking around, panicking. And then I get pulled over by a woman cop, which I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, And I think girl cops are great. I think all cops should be girl cops. And moving forward as a society, we could solve a lot of issues with that. But I wonder, are the same stigmas for girl cops going to be true for boy cops? I don't know how to cook. Am I going to get my ass beat for not knowing how to cook a dinner? Am I going to get my dog shot, because it attacks? I don't even have a dog. I got a roommate, and I don't want you to take my roommate from me, So also, when I'm dating, I get often insulted, by a lot of women. Like I said, they get told I have feminine qualities, and that's a compliment, first off, coming from a queen, thank you. Appreciate that. But I guess I see it, I'm very open, and I talk about my feelings, I have to use a strap-on to have sex. So there's a lot of things, I get what you're calling me that, and so all this is a point, because I'm getting 32, and I'd like to have kids, and, I know as a man, my clock ain't running out, I could do this till I'm 60, 70, but no one wants that. I don't want to be, in the PTA meetings, with my children being 70 years old. That sounds atrocious. But my brother, he's got a lot of kids. And, so I get that, vibe of how to, be a good parent. And he's great. And my niece and I are real close. She had me go to her back-to-school thing and, met all of her new classmates. And, they all were like, is this your dad? Is this your dad? She goes, no, that's not my dad. And I had to be like, okay, that's fine. And pulled her aside. I was like, why are you embarrassed? What, do you not want to be? I was like, obviously I'm not your dad. She's like, no, Uncle Grady, you're just blind. You can't be my dad. She's like, you can't take care of me. I'm like, okay, I get it. And my nephew, he's coming on 2, and my brother, he works in single home mom, so I'll take the little one for a couple hours or so. And we've been trying to work on potty training, just anything that can help him tell me when he's got to go. Just will reward him, and he'll be like, we don't poop our pants anymore, do we? And I'm like, well, not all the time, but duty calls, So he comes and he's like, hey, he goes, Nate, I gotta go poop. I'm like, yes, let's do this, man, awesome. I'm like, this is cool. I can't wait to tell your dad. You learn this with me. This is like a bonding experience, And then I just had the epiphany that I was like, I have to wipe this child. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And I have no interest in do that. And I don't have a bidet. And that's something I realized afterwards we're going to invest in. Come up and tell me I look like Harry Potter or that Harry Potter looking motherfucker. That gets me fucking going. I embrace that with a badge of honor. And I don't know why. It's probably just because they sing Happy Birthday better. If you ever hear white people sing Happy Birthday, I get it, but I don't know. But yeah, just tip your bartenders. Looks like we got 2, 3 back there now. Give it up for John. Thanks for letting me have it. This next comedian, he's really funny. I fucked up his intro back a long time ago, but give it up for him. Give it up for Juice, guys.
fucking tall ass microphone. My name is Juice. Give it up for all the comedians that you see so far. Fucking Hillsiders. All right. I've never been here before. This shit looks like a union meeting in 1918 New York. Just a lot of small jackets and hats and facial hair. My name is Juice. Damn, I'm loud. That sounds good. My voice carries. I'm Jewish Josh. That's where my nickname comes from. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm a terrible Jew. I drink hams. It's kosher. I read it. That shit counts. I also eat bacon. Like God, like bacon made me evaluate my relationship with God. Cause it's so good. Like if God truly exists, he definitely wants me to eat this. Also pussy. All right, give it up for fucking cunnilingus. Yeah. All you bearded fucks, yeah, get down in it. So, Kansas City's a weird place if you've never been here before.